This is how you use ChatGPT with Canvas to write, to draft, to when you want to write something, as opposed to just either writing it yourself or having ChatGPT write it for you. But then if you want to make any changes, you have to copy and paste it out into a Word document and play with it there, and then bring it back and tell it what to do, and it's very clunky. So the Canvas feature is essentially like a Google Doc built into ChatGPT. So that's the main thing we're going to brush. I'm also going to introduce at the same time, we're going to go through the memory feature and how it works. So ChatGPT has a memory feature where it can, as you have your conversations with it, it will look for things you say in your question. Like if you say, my car is a Honda Accord 2020. How do I fix how do I get the entertainment system to turn on? It's for some reason it's just a black screen. So it'll pull out of that, and it'll he has a Honda Accord 2020, and it'll put that, and it kind of puts into a little bullet point, which looks like this. Goes into here, and this is also, you should know where this is in general, because this is, you go to settings, you go to personalization, and you go to manage memory. This is very important because sometimes you'll say memory updated when it updates memory. Sometimes it's something you don't want it to remember, either because it's not true, or because, let's say, if something is kind of useless one-time information, there's no reason for it to have it in its memory. It means because it then, with the way the memory works is that whenever you start a conversation, it loads everything in the memory into the chat. If it's in your chat and it's taking a context of your chat, meaning your chat can only be so long before it starts losing track of the conversation. So any unnecessary memory is going to make it that little bit shorter. As well, it might just be giving it the wrong ideas or outdated. Sometimes the information is true when it remembers it, but then later on it's outdated. You want to either update it or delete it. So now you can see the memory here, and these bullet, kind of say these things as bullets. So now you can also delete them. You can also tell it to edit any particular memory, and it will go in and it'll do that. So that's the memory. Now, Canvas. So Canvas is this. When you want to use the Canvas, you go into the Tools box, which which the other options here are picture. Use DALL-E to generate an image. You can also accomplish this by saying generate an image. This will be a little faster. Search. That is also right there, so you don't really need the search here. Reasons to use O1. The other option will be to go to O1, do the model picker, and choose O1 there. Now then for here we have Canvas. So programmers also, this is great because you could kind of do collaborative coding with ChatGPT. Okay, so now Canvas. Let's say I want to tell Canvas I want to draft a LinkedIn post. We just got our first client in Toronto. Okay, so now combining memory and Canvas here, because it knows what Shui is. I don't have to give it the context of, hey, what's Shui? What do we do? And the implications that someone's in Toronto because we're based in the States. So now we do it. Now it starts drafting. So this is about to expand. Now we open the canvas. So here's the actual text. So now I can go in, I can edit, I can delete words, I can add them in. I could select. This is cool. Also with ChatGPT, normal ChatGPT, you either need to say a general comment or specify what part you want to change. With Canvas, you could also do is you could just select here. You could just select and then ask ChatGPT, say, hey, I want the hook to be more exciting. The hook being the first line of the post. The LinkedIn post is the first line of the post. I want it to be more exciting. And it will go in, and it will edit it for me. Well, so now, I can also go do the normal way if I want to. I can go into over here, the chat, just move to the side, and I can do the chat over here, and I can ask it to, say, add emojis. Which I actually could have also, now it's going to edit the whole thing. I actually also could have done that. We'll see once it's finished. I could actually also do that over here. There's these 4 buttons, so there's adjust the length. You can make it lower. You have a slider to make the length lower or shorter. And then we have reading level. You could make the reading level higher or lower if you want to, you want to make it easier for people to understand, more intellectual to you. You could add final polish, and this will specifically kind of it's not great for LinkedIn posts because it does it kind of just specifically like as if it was being placed in a Word document. It does headers and subheaders. LinkedIn doesn't have any of that formatting, so this is kind of not really good for a LinkedIn post in particular. Then there's, as I mentioned, there's an add emojis button. Okay, so let's do the suggest edits, for example, which literally which has it go through and it makes comments about the whole thing. Which is funny that it has that many comments, being that it wrote this, but so you could do that, and then if you want to get rid of a comment, you could either apply it. You could take any specific comment, you could either apply it and it'll take into account, or if I don't care about the comment, I can just exit out and it's gone. They also, just for basic formatting, you do bold, italics, and you can change whether it's a heading 1, 2, or 3 or body. So that's Canvas. Okay. The other thing I'll show you here is the image generation. Is that I could say, okay, here I have a post, and I'd like a cover image. And now it will make it for me. Give it a moment. We have the image, and so now I have a cover. To Toronto, has some general LinkedIn business accoutrement around it, and yeah. So I could also tell to edit this. Let's say I wanted to say shui on it. I could even choose where I want it. I could have it put right shui over there. Then it'll go in and it will edit it for me. The editing is not great. It sometimes does what you want. Sometimes it's very hit or miss. But what's great about ChatGPT, about DALL-E, ChatGPT's built-in image generator over other ones, let's say Midjourney, is that image generation is kind of is an art. So you have to write very detailed and very specifically worded prompts in order to get good results. ChatGPT's works that it kind of in the background builds you a prompt. So you say something like, I'd like a cover image, it will kind of take the context of my post into account. See, there's no mention in this prompt of anything about Toronto or anything here, really. It takes this into context and builds a prompt in the background and sends that to the image generator instead. So that's an advantage it has. So for simplicity and ease of use, you get something like this. You would use something like this. If you're more technically minded and you want to learn how to really do prompt engineering, you could go to Midjourney or Ideogram or other image generators and really get a very high-end image, but that takes a lot more work.